Hello and welcome to MS235, Christian Message in American Religions. I'm your instructor, Travis Johnson, and I'll be guiding you guys through the course of the next 8 weeks. What I'd like to do in this intro video is to highlight a few things on your syllabus. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to review the syllabus, or at the very least print one out or download it. If you have a copy of that with you, I'd recommend getting that out and following along with me. A couple of things on page 1 here. I have provided you my information, my contact information. The best way to communicate with me is via email. Both of these email addresses work, and you may utilize either one. Most of you know I do work here at the seminary, so feel free to stop by. Depending on what I have going on, I may or may not be able to give you a whole lot of time, but at the very least we could schedule something later on. Let's see here. The course textbook, hopefully by now you guys have already purchased this. The Ron Rhodes, The Challenge of the Cults and New Religions, that is the primary textbook that we will be using and utilizing every week throughout the course. So if you don't have that, you want to make sure you get that very quickly. The library does have a reserve for the interim if you need it. But like I said, you'll need to get a copy of that for yourself. The 8th edition of Turabian is also a requirement. You don't necessarily have to purchase this. The library does have copies of this new edition. I have provided a document under the file section that highlights a few changes from the 7th to the 8th edition, so make sure you review that. On page 3 here, I would like to spend some time here on the description of assignments. You have a sum total of 4 assignments that are due for the class. Starting with assignment 1 here, the online learning component. I would imagine that most of you, if not all of you, are familiar with this, since this is employed in most of the classes here at New Life. What I'll do is I will have a posting every week, and to give you an example, pull this up. So if you go to, this is the main page here, if you go to lessons, the way this is broken down is by week. So if you click on week, you'll see the week's assignments here, and then any videos or links that are associated, I'll post here or here, and then you'll have your discussion questions. Now for each week there will be at minimum 2 questions. There may be 3 some week, but count on 2 for each week. And both these questions do need to be answered in full. Let's see here. As you'll see here, it is a 175-word minimum requirement for each posting. Now, I don't see any problem with you guys easily exceeding that, but that is a minimum, and I will be checking that. Now, in terms of the when these will be available, at the very latest, the discussions or the assignments will be posted to the website under the week, no later than Monday at 12 a.m. of the class week. Okay. Now, in terms of the postings, your discussion postings, and each assignment will, each discussion question will give full detail, but just rule of thumb, every original posting that you do for all your discussion questions is due no later than that Thursday of the class week by 11:59 p.m. Your responses to your classmates are due no later than Sunday, that Sunday of that week by 11:59 p.m. And like I said, for each discussion question that's posted, I'll have the specific dates and so forth, just in case you forget. But again, by Monday, 12 a.m. of the class week, you'll have a new assignment posted under that particular week itself. So hopefully that's clear. If it's not, please contact me, and I'll clear it up for you. And if there's unfamiliarity on how to do this or how to access these things on Populi, please contact me as well, and I'll walk you through it. Okay, there are 3 papers that are due for the class. 2 of these papers are more substantial in length. For each paper that you write, the cover page and the reference page do not count do not count towards the total page requirement. So for example, if the requirement is 4 to 5 pages, what I'm looking for is 4 to 5 pages of original content from you that don't include cover page, that does not include cover page or reference page, the back page. Now those things, depending on the assignment itself, those things are required per Turabian, but just make sure you know that. There will also be rubrics for each assignment. So you'll see here under observational experience, this is a 2-part assignment. So for part 1 here and part 2 here, there will be a rubric for each parts, explaining the function of the rubric is basically 2 things. It's to give the assignment, describe the assignment in full detail, what I'm looking for, what you're required to do, and so forth. That's part 1, and then on the other part, on the other side, is the actual rubric itself, and this is broken down by sections. These sections relate to certain things within that your paper should include, and then also the point value associated with that section. And this will probably be more clear once you actually look at the rubrics themselves, but those will be posted in plenty of time for you to review. And like I said, this is what I'm going to be grading you on, and so forth. Let's see here. The final assignment is a final exam. This will be given the final week of the course, and the final exam is an objective exam. The final exam is closed book and closed notes, and there is only, well, there are no retakes. So just make sure you know that. What I'm looking for in terms of the questions that I'll be asking, they're going to be mainly matters pertaining to those primary ideas associated with each chapter of the book that we cover. So for example, Mormonism, that's going to be a chapter that we'll be covering. What I would be looking for is, or what questions that I would be asking pertaining to Mormonism are things like founders, primary documents that they use, major historical events, and even some of the beliefs or ideas that are fundamental to that particular cult. So what I would recommend as you're doing your assignments, as you're reading the chapters per week, make sure you're noting and you're highlighting those main features pertaining to that chapter, and that'll help you prepare for the final exam. My intent here is not to confuse you or not to trick you, and I don't want to. I'm not going to be looking for nuanced information. Like I said, it's just so I can measure that you understand those primary features related to the chapters. So again, if you have any questions about that or concerns, anything related, then please contact me, and I'll walk you through it. The attendance policy, you all should be familiar with this. If you're not, you can see your student catalog or handbook for more information. But just know that your participation will be measured by your degree of involvement in the lessons, i.e. discussion questions. So that's how your participation is measured. So make sure you're familiar with this and are following that. Academic integrity, anyone caught plagiarizing or cheating will receive an automatic effort course. And let's see, what else here? Okay, course schedule. This is an abbreviated version of the course schedule. So use this, refer to this as you're planning. Has dates here, weeks here, and so forth. And one thing that you'll note over here, under projects due, these are your main assignments, your primary assignments. So make note of these and plan accordingly. The due dates for each of these assignments are different in terms of when they're due and the day of the week they're due. So for example, March 13th at 8 a.m., that's a Thursday. But then on March 31st, for example, right here, that's a Monday. So again, just make sure you've noted when these major projects are due and plan your schedule accordingly. This is an 8-week semester, so it's short. So going ahead and preparing for these and planning for these and doing what is necessary to fulfill these assignments would be good practice for you to do. I will be providing a more detailed version of the course schedule on the website, and that will be updated throughout the semester. Again, any questions you have about what we've covered, please don't hesitate to contact me, email me, call me, whatever is convenient. Like I said, communicating via email is probably the most convenient way, but I'll do my best to respond regardless. I think this will be a good class for everyone, and I hope it is. I look forward to interacting with you on the discussion boards and then through your papers, and I think you'll all do a great job. And I'm here to help you out in any way I can. And good luck and God bless.